Hi there, this is Bonrek the Orc, and today I'm in Shadow Moon Valley, which I have to say is a totally miserable place to be, but where I am exactly is on this river here, the Night Marsh I believe it's called. Okay, and the reason I'm here is because after the Blind Lake Sturgeon Angler achievement, as you can see I've got 44 out of 100 fish so far. Now, I've caught no fish at all so far because I haven't started. One of the things you will need if you're going to go for that is the Blind Lake Sturgeon bait. Now, just fishing the water will usually pull it up. You'll only ever have one because, as you can see, it's unique, so you can only have one at a time. So now if we do that, and as you see my fishing level is at 100, let's see what we get. Oh, that stupid eel's in the way. Okay, I'm going to find a better place to fish, away from the eels. Okay, so I've got the baits, and as you notice I've got a normal sized Blind Lake Sturgeon. Now what we need is the enormous ones. So I've got an enormous one. And again. So those eels will keep away, interfering with my fishing. Okay, so now I've got another Blind Lake Sturgeon, normal size. Another enormous. So we're doing fairly well for enormous. Got 48 total so far, and 4 this session. An awesome fish. A normal size one. We're not fishing from pools at all here. This is all just open water. As you can see, for the Blind Lake Sturgeon at the moment, we've got crescent saberfish, again just a normal sized one. Enormous Blind Lake. Normal Blind Lake Sturgeon. And they're enormous. Crescent saberfish, just a normal sized one. Fragrant pheromone fish. You can throw that at somebody to increase their fishing skill. Unfortunately you can't use it on yourself. And a crescent saberfish. This is going to be the last cast because my bait's run out. And it's a normal blind lake sturgeon. So as you see, for that one use of the bait, I got 9 enormous, 6 regular, and 3 regular crescent saberfish. So the size of the fish is approximately 50-50. It may even be as much as 60-40 to the enormous, we'll say, just for argument's sake. Now what I want to do is increase the amount of enormous fish, and the way to do that is, first of all, equip your fishing pole. Obviously the better the fishing pole the better. I've got the Arcanite fishing pole, which increases my skill by 45, and I'm going to put Nat's hat on, which increases my skill by another 5, and the boots for another 5. So let's close that down. So now you can see I'm 700 plus 50. Now to really take that up, I'm going to use this Worm Supreme, which increases your fishing by 200. So as you can see, I'm now 700 plus 250, and put the blind lake sturgeon fish on the baits, and let's see how many we do now. Remember we had 9 and 6. Enormous. 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 That's a fragrant pheromone fish. Enormous, and we've got our bait back. Enormous. Enormous. ephemeral fishing pole. An enormous crescent saberfish. Another enormous crescent saberfish. Enormous blind lake sturgeon. Enormous blind lake sturgeon. Sharpened fishhooks. Another enormous blind lake sturgeon. Enormous blind lake sturgeon. And another one. And another. This is probably going to be the last cast. And an enormous crescent saberfish. But you can certainly see the difference. Without increasing my actual fishing skill, so when I was just fishing at 700, I got 9 enormous and 6 normal and 3 normal crescent saberfish. When I increased my fishing skill by 250 using hat boots, fishing pole and the worm supreme, the only fish I got were enormous. I got 3 enormous crescent saberfish and 14 enormous blind lake sturgeon. And oops, got the wrong way. That's the tip that I wanted to share with you today. So if you're after these achievements, don't think just because you've increased your fishing skill to 700 that it'll be relatively easy, and that you just don't need to equip a fishing pole. I'd recommend that you do equip your fishing gear and your bait. Use the worm supreme bait, which is fished up fairly regularly. As you can see, I've got another 19 left, and of course use the appropriate bait as well. And that way, by increasing your fishing skill by 250, or as high as you can, it will increase the chance of catching the larger fish, and it's the enormous fish that you need for the achievements. So hopefully you found that useful and informative, and please rate, comment and subscribe, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.